I purposely sat alone after my husband ignored me all evening. What happened next made me question our entire marriage. It was his company's annual gala, the biggest event of the year. I'd spent 3 hours getting ready. New dress, hair done professionally, the works. When I came downstairs, Eric barely looked up from his phone. You ready? That was it. No compliment, no smile. Just you ready. I told myself he was stressed about work. He'd been up for a promotion for months. Tonight was important. We got to the venue around 7:30. Gorgeous ballroom, crystal chandeliers, open bar. His coworkers were everywhere. Eric walked in ahead of me, didn't hold the door, didn't take my hand, just walked straight to a group of people I'd never seen before. I stood there alone for a full minute before following him. When I reached the group, he was already deep in conversation. I touched his arm gently. He didn't acknowledge me, didn't introduce me, nothing. Eric, I whispered. He glanced at me briefly. Oh, everyone, this is my wife. That was it. Then he turned back to his conversation like I was invisible. I tried to insert myself, asked questions, made comments. Every time I spoke, he'd talk over me or change the subject. By 8:15, I'd given up. I found an empty table in the corner and sat down, alone, watching my husband work the room like I didn't exist. He laughed with his boss, clinked glasses with colleagues, even posed for photos with some woman from accounting who kept touching his shoulder. Not once did he look for me. At 9, dinner was served. Eric sat at the main table with executives. There was no seat saved for me. I ate alone, picked at a salad, watched him from across the room. A woman sat down next to me, older, kind eyes. She introduced herself as Dorothy, the CEO's wife. Sitting alone too? She asked. I nodded, trying not to cry. She patted my hand. I've been watching your husband all night. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? She leaned closer. The way he's been treating you, it's not right. I started to defend him. He's just stressed about the promotion and Dorothy cut me off. My husband is announcing the promotion in 10 minutes. I know who's getting it, and I know why your husband has been ignoring you all night. I couldn't breathe. What are you talking about? She looked at me with something like pity. There's a rumor going around about Eric and that woman from accounting. I turned to look at them. They were standing close. Too close. She was laughing at something he said. Dorothy continued. My husband heard Eric telling someone that he needed to distance himself from you tonight. Make it look like you two were having problems. Why would he do that? Because he's planning to leave you, and he doesn't want the affair to look like the reason. The room started spinning. I grabbed the table to steady myself. Dorothy squeezed my hand. I'm sorry, honey, but you needed to know. At 9:30, the CEO took the stage. Eric was practically bouncing with anticipation. The promotion goes to someone who embodies our company values: integrity, loyalty, character. Eric straightened his tie, which is why I'm proud to announce that David Chen will be our new vice president. Eric's face dropped. The room applauded. I watched him turn red. After the announcement, Eric stormed over to my table. We're leaving. Now. I didn't move. Did you hear me? He grabbed my arm. Dorothy stood up. I'd take your hand off her if I were you. Eric looked at her, then at me, then back at her. Do you know who I am? Dorothy smiled coldly. I know exactly who you are. My husband just passed you over for promotion. Would you like to know why? Eric went pale. Because he heard you bragging about your affair in the men's room last week. Dorothy's voice was ice. You told someone you couldn't wait to trade up, that your wife was holding you back. I stood up slowly. My legs were shaking, but my voice wasn't. You ignored me all night to make our marriage look broken. So when you left me, it wouldn't affect your career. Eric tried to speak. But it did affect your career, Dorothy finished. Because my husband values loyalty, and you have none. I walked out of that ballroom alone, but this time, it was my choice. Eric followed me to the parking lot, begging, explaining, crying. I didn't say a word. Just got in my car and drove to my sister's house. The divorce papers were filed that Monday. He tried to fight it, tried to claim I was being emotional. Then Dorothy testified about what she'd witnessed. So did 3 other people who'd heard Eric planning his exit strategy. He lost everything. The promotion, half his retirement, the house. I kept the dog. Last week, I saw him at the grocery store. He was with a woman from accounting. She was yelling at him about forgetting to buy the right milk. He looked miserable. I smiled, grabbed my groceries, and walked right past him without a word.